Trae. Come on, it's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peaks that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to start our week off right with a magnificent Monday. So glad you are joining us today. Of course, I'm really excited to get with my guest today. Mercy Daramola is joining us, the Associate Director of Ashe Theater. We're going to be learning more about this upcoming amazing show they have that's happening at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute. And we will also be diving into the beginnings of Ashe Theater, what got them started and what kind of productions they're looking to bring to the community. But of course, y'all, it's the top of the show right now. So this is the time where you get to participate and share this show right here with folks who you feel could benefit from the daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on The Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, we always got you covered, y'all, because you can listen to us as a podcast anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Well, before I get into it after the break with Mercy, I gotta tell you, this weekend, I really got to spend some solid time in community, and there's nothing better than really being a part of community and experiencing people in moments of joy. And it was so great to be with so many different community members to celebrate and commemorate the life and legacy of Dr. Maxine Mims. She passed away last year, but she really wanted her celebration of life to happen around her birthday, which just so happened to be on March 4th. Okay, so same birthday as my grandmother. And, both of them now being gone, it was such a reminder of what it means to carry legacy forward. And we talk about this a lot, especially I think in Black community, because this is what we have. Like, we've always felt like we got type of vibes. And it was so beautiful to hear how so many different people have been impacted by Dr. Maxine Mims and the ways that she loved everyone and carried that love forward in every relationship she had. And for me, it was a great reminder of what we can be doing now when we think of us continuing not only certain legacies, but also being connected to community members and what that really looks like with genuine, authentic, and organic relationships. So I'm encouraging you today to think about the relationships in your life. Are you showing up as genuinely as you possibly can? Are you showing up with love, giving, seeking nothing in return? Like, that's what true love really is. And Dr. Mims, she exemplified that to the umpteenth degree, let me tell you, because everyone felt like they were her favorite. And it was something that was mentioned during her celebration of life. Oh, everybody thought they were her favorite, but she had no favorites. Everybody was her favorite, if that's the case, because the way she showed up was that she listened to you intently. She made sure that she understood how she could support you, your dreams, your goals, your vision, how she could benefit you. That's how she showed up for everyone. So everyone felt that genuine connection from her. And it was such a great reminder to me. And I think this is all something that we get to take with us now, because we have the power to change how we show up in people's lives. So be mindful about how you're showing up. And as we think about what it really means to be building some solid relationships, let's show up in a solid way for those who are looking to us to not only be there for them, but that they can be there for us. It is reciprocal. And when everyone is giving, seeking nothing in return, we all win. Well, after this short break, up next, we got Mercy Daramola in the building, y'all. We're going to be talking all things Ashe Theater and their amazing production coming up that's focused on the lives and intersectionality of women, y'all. I'm excited to dive into it right after this short break. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Have you heard? Everyone living in Washington state can buy health insurance regardless of immigration status. Call 1-855-923-4633 to find out your option through Washington Helpline Finder. The call is free, safe, and secure, and getting health insurance will not affect your immigration status. Give us a call today.
Hey, what up, everybody? Truth Talks is one of the hottest shows streaming, and we're expanding. You can catch all the tea live and unedited Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Dive into the truths you need to hear, from pop culture to politics and some of the biggest celebrity exclusives.
I wrote the song in the car.
Set your reminder to catch us live on Fox Soul or binge watch on YouTube/Fox Soul.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school and I can be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like, I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation scholarship did for me.
Waitress, the hit Broadway musical Baked from the Heart, is coming to Fifth Avenue Theater. This little slice of heaven musical offers a special recipe for finding happiness in unexpected places. With original music by Grammy Award winner Sarah Bareilles, this musical is a dash of dreams and a pinch of heart baked to perfection. Don't miss this brand new production. Get a taste of this delicious musical March 11th through 30th. Order up at fifthavenue.org and satisfy your sweet tooth with the most delectable show of the season. Make plans now to get a little slice of this perfect musical today.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Mercy. What up?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I mean, so, this is what I love, is we find voids and we fill them.
Yeah.
And Ashe Theater is doing something that's really unique. And before we get into this upcoming production y'all have, tell us a bit about what got you into performing and into theater.
Okay, so I've been thinking about my story to tell today, because I think it is my story, but I think the Ashe Theater story as well. Mm-hmm. So 2 years ago, we put on the world premiere production of what I'll talk about today, Dispersed. And right around the time that we had that production, when we were casting, I was about to leave a job that was really hard for me. And so I remember seeing on Instagram and Facebook an ad to say, come to see the show, but also perform if you want to, audition if you want to. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to upend my whole life. Why not try something new? And so I ended up getting cast in it. And then in the casting process and the rehearsal process, I would tell the folks hey, next week I'm quitting my job. And we got you. We're going to hold you in it. And so I think Ashe Theater and my journey to it is really the story about what does it mean to be both a Black woman, but also be in spaces where you're able to be held, heard, and also share your own voice as well.
Yeah. Well, that's special, because I was just talking about authentic relationships.
Absolutely.
I had no idea that your story was going to fold in so well with that, but it is true. And wherever we can find and build community, it's something that's truly felt, right? Mm-hmm. There's something that resonates within us that says, ooh, these are my people here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that you had that moment there. Absolutely. And so you were a performer in this amazing show. Now, this show is kind of really one of a kind. Tell us more about Dispersed.
So Dispersed. So the full title is Dispersed, the Women of Region 6. And Region 6 is the calls back to the African Union, designated 5 regions within Africa, and the 6th region is the diaspora outside of Africa. So Dispersed, the Women of Region 6 really follows the stories of Black women outside of Africa, and stories of what does it mean to be Black, what does it mean to be women across time and across lands as well. So we get a chance to follow different stories, different generations, different experiences of connection, reconnection, death, life, transformation, all of that on the stage in this play that also has the foundations of a theater approach called ritual poetic drama within the African continuum. So it follows what does life, death, and transformation look like within a production. So there are no quick answers. There is no closed story and all is well, but more of what does life look like on stage. And that is something that's also infused throughout the rehearsal and then the collaboration and play process as well. We live the stories that we're telling as we rehearse it, and then we perform it to the audience that come each night. But it's this really beautiful way that life is reflected on stage in ways that folks can see themselves because we as a cast see ourselves in that, and we're excited to share that too.
Yeah, this is what I love about live performance. It has the ability to do just that, right? To be something that is such a sign of the times. I say it all the time, but it's because of stories like that.
Yeah.
Like we have the ability to innovate when it comes to the art form and what that looks like in terms of audience experience, being morphed and changed and shifting and adjusting to what is happening on stage, which I think is so critical, especially in today's time. Tell us a bit about how these stories kind of reflect not only those histories, but also today.
Yeah, I think I call back to something that our founder and executive director, Alisa Enrico, says a lot, that we tell personal stories that are also universal. And so what I love about this play itself and the stories that you mentioned, I was in it 2 years ago, and I was in a very different part of my life. And so coming back to the play, both as a ensemble member, also producer, I get to revisit these stories. And 2 years ago, some of the words I was expressing, the rage, the hurt, the feel of like, am I being heard? Where's my voice? It's still there, but I'm able to come to it in a different way. It's almost agnostic of what's happening in the world, because as a Black woman, our life is specific to us, but there are like legacies of how we've experienced connection, we've experienced birth, we've experienced loss, we've experienced partnership, we've experienced hope. And so I think there's this beautiful way that both the play is set in and outside of space and time, but our stories also, as Black women, will see it in different ways day to day. So there's folks who may have seen the play or even been in the play 2 years ago that will see it or are in it now, and they'll feel very different things, and that's the purpose. Because I think it's a reflection of life. Like if you're growing, you're still alive in any different way. And so being able to see, oh, last time I felt these words were important for me to say because I didn't have the voice for them. But through the play and through that process, like, oh, now I need different words, or that didn't hit me before, but now this is hitting me in a specific way because I'm in that way now. So I think the play itself, again, Black women hopefully will see ourselves in the range of our experiences. But I think anyone who's either in community with a Black person, in community with a woman, or in community with themselves will see a part of themselves on that stage. And hopefully also being encouraged to also figure out what story do you want to tell about yourself and your experience as well.
Yeah, because honestly, so much of that is we're multifaceted as people. So we have to really figure out what lane are we going to play in when we start thinking about telling our story on stage.
Sometimes, but I think this play allows us to say, like, you don't have to, like, your life is a highway. Choose a lane or choose them all. So there, because the play, it calls back to for colored girls in some ways, because there's singing, there's dancing, there's ritual poetic drama, there's I won't tell folks, but there's some like really cool aspects of the play that I'm exploring as an art form that I haven't done in a while as well. But you see the characters and the story allow us to cross all the lanes, because I think as Black women, but also people, we're multifaceted. So there might be a day where you're like, yes, I am a painter, but then you might put that on hiatus for months or for years, but find yourself cooking a lot, because that's another way you express yourself. So the play itself also shows that Black women, our specific stories, we are multifaceted, but that also takes it to the universal. Like, is not everyone universally multifaceted? And how can you find ways to give yourself permission first to tell that story, and then appreciate the different ways other people tell their own stories in different lanes too?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you saying that, because you're absolutely right. I mean, most storytelling formats don't allow that to cross the lanes. So I love you being able, I'm glad I said it so you could correct me, say actually in this one, we do it differently. Well, tell us a bit about your role, because you're also the associate director of Ashe Theater. So, you went from 2 years ago leaving a position to now being, such a major impact in what Ashe is doing. Tell us a bit about that transition for you and what you do there now at the theater.
Yeah, so I would say, as you're asking me about that, in my mind, I was like, it felt like I saw Dispersed and Ashe as kind of a life raft when I was like jumping off the ship of what my life was going to be. I'm like, I need to figure out ways to navigate the world. And then I was like, this life raft actually kind of works. And so I never left. But yeah, so 2 years ago when I was part of the production, what I appreciated the feature of Ashe Theater is we almost are like you know how when a snowball kind of goes down the mountain, all the snow kind of gets connected to it. Anyone who's a part of Ashe Theater at any moment is always part of us. So the folks who are part of the production 2 years ago and even now, many of them are teaching artists or are like me who came to an event or program and never left and stuck around. Because we see ourselves in our production and our programs, and we're also, that's the purpose of community theater and the way that we do it. It's how can we make sure that we have programs and experiences that folks can see themselves in, but also can come for community as well. And so I did the play, was still kind of in this space of figuring out who am I, but also able to remember I actually am an artist. There are ways that I just had never formalized capital A artist in my life, but I was able to see through Ashe Theater there's many different ways to do that. And so I kind of stuck around. And this time around, I'm able to, yes, be associate director, be an ensemble member, but also be a producer of the play too. So I get to play, again, in those multiple lanes. Because as a late in life capital A artist, there's still parts of it that I'm still learning. I'm like, oh, this is what performance basics look like. So I love being a learner there, but also bringing a lot of my own experience from different professional ways of like, how can I help with the marketing? How can I help with the support of the behind the scenes collaboration for the actual play itself?
Well, look, you're doing a lot, and I'm so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to join us and tell us more about what folks can expect on that stage. Now, of course, I can't let you go without you directly telling the folks how they get their tickets, when this show is. We already said Langston Hughes, but tell them all of the other details so that folks can come and support the show. Let them know right there.
Okay, Ashe Theater. We want to see you at Langston. So we open Saturday, March 22nd. We will have an opening reception. So if you want to come that night, we want to see you there right after the show. And we'll run through Saturday, March 29th. So we have our goal. I'm going to call to Elisa. We want just butts and seats. We want you to be there. Langston can hold about 285 people per show. And we want you there. So Saturday the 22nd is our opening night. Sunday the 23rd, we have a 2 p.m. matinee. Monday, we're off. Tuesday, we have a free community show at 11:30. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. show. Then we close on Saturday the 29th. Again, we want folks to come. So if you want a free ticket, if you want ticket discounts, email info@Ashe Theater. We can get you there because we believe our stories are powerful. We just want folks to see it and see themselves in it. Every show following it will also have a community talkback session so you can see the show, but also tell us what you think about it. We want to hear from you about what you're impacted. Do we read directly from your journal? Are you saying, hey, I saw myself and then I want to share that as well because we want you folks to know. So come to the show, stay afterwards for the conversation, and let us know if you need community tickets or free tickets, discount tickets. We want just folks to be there.
Wow.
Oh.
Yep.
And Saturday our closing night will also be live streaming as well. So if you can't make it in person, there will be an opportunity to stream as well. We just want folks to come.
Yeah. This is all about getting those stories out there. And how do folks find Ashe Theater to follow y'all and make sure that they are always abreast at all the productions y'all are doing?
AsheTheater.com or .org. Ashe Theater, search us online. Ashe_theater at Instagram as well. And then if you have any questions, email info@AsheTheater.com as well.
There we go. You got it all in there, Mercy. Right on. Well, thanks again for joining me. And I'll get up with you because I can figure out what my schedule looks like so I can come and see the show. I'd love to see what y'all got going on. And thanks so much for sharing these authentic stories in such a personable way where the audience can truly gain that symbiosis, right? Because it's y'all giving, it's the audience receiving. It is such a great energy exchange. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah. Wow. Y'all, what a great way to kick off this week. You know I'm going to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Have you heard? Everyone living in Washington State can buy health insurance regardless of immigration status. Call 1-855-923-4633 to find out your option through Washington Health Plan Finder. The call is free, safe, and secure, and getting health insurance will not affect your immigration status. Give us a call today.
Hey, what up, everybody? Truth Talks is one of the hottest shows streaming, and we're expanding. You can catch all the tea live and unedited Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Dive into the truths you need to hear from pop culture to politics and some of the biggest celebrity exclusives.
I wrote the song in the car.
Set your reminder to catch us live on Fox Soul or binge watch on YouTube/Fox Soul.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, no, I can do school in my free time and make it work to I could only focus on school and I can be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation scholarship did for me.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Wow, what a phenomenal Monday. I'm so glad y'all were able to join us today. And a huge shout out to my guest, Mercy Daramola, for joining us, the Associate Director of Ashe Theater. Clearly, this production that's happening at Langston, y'all, March 22nd as the opening, you want to get there. You know, experience how these stories are being told from such a personal connection. This is what we want as audience members, right? We're looking for those stories that are authentic, that are unique, but also innovative in their approach. And that's what Dispersed is going to bring you. The Women of Region 6, you want to get there, okay? Because honestly, she gave us a bunch of reasons to be there. But if nothing more, you may likely see yourself in some of these stories that are shared. And also get connected with Ashe Theater as they continue to bring phenomenal productions to our community. Thanks for watching today. Y'all know I'm going to be with you all week. So I'll see you again tomorrow. And until then, at 11 a.m., y'all, peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.